Few of us are formally taught how to conduct a review of a scientific paper, and consequently are often uncertain about how to phrase our opinion of a manuscript. In a previous video, I covered the ethics of reviewing, listed some key questions to answer about a manuscript, and described some do's and don'ts. Hi, I'm Karen McKee. In this video, I show how to write a peer review of a scientific paper by providing a generic template which can guide the reviewer to craft a thorough and constructive assessment. Today, I will focus on the negative review in which the paper is not recommended for publication. In particular, I'll suggest language that would be appropriate for a manuscript written by a student or early career author. The review should begin with an overall assessment as shown here. The key is to use a neutral tone and avoid disrespectful language. Pause the video to read. The first paragraph summarizes the facts of the paper and any positive aspects. In this example, the reviewer points out that the area of research is important and the study timely. The reviewer expresses an appreciation of the effort the authors have made to collect original data and to frame their work in the context of current literature. Then state the paper's weaknesses and generally why it is not ready for publication. In this example, the reviewer points out that in its current form, the manuscript falls short of the journal's standards for publication. The main limitations concern the clarity of the research question, the adequacy of the experimental design, and the interpretation of results. The assessment ends by saying that although the paper is not ready for publication, the topic has potential, and with significant revision and additional work, the authors could develop this into a stronger contribution. The idea is to be clear about your opinion of the paper, while at the same time be as encouraging as you can. After the general assessment, the reviewer should provide more details about the weaknesses of the paper to justify the negative recommendation. These major comments can be organized into topics, as you see here. You can pause the video to read. First, clarity of objectives and rationale. Perhaps the paper needs a clearer statement of the main question or hypothesis to be addressed. A reviewer should point out that although background information is given in the introduction, the paper does not explain what knowledge gap the study addressed. Then suggest that the authors add a paragraph defining the research objective, hypotheses, and significance of the work. The review should also address any issues with the study design and methods and request more information on sample sizes, controls, and/or analytical procedures. Next, data analysis and interpretation. In this example, the statistical analyses appear limited, and some conclusions are not fully supported by the results. In several places, the discussion makes broad generalizations that go beyond what the data can substantiate. The reviewer recommends a more cautious interpretation. Describe what the data show directly and discuss implications tentatively. It may also help to include a table showing ANOVA results. The review should also consider the organization and writing. Is there need for substantial editing to improve flow? This example suggests that a clearer separation of results and interpretation might improve reader comprehension of the argument being made. It also points out the need for shorter, more direct sentences and clear topic sentences in paragraphs. The review should point out any problems with figures and tables, such as small font size or inconsistent axis labeling. Suggestions for improvement include descriptive legends and a new figure showing a schematic overview of the study design or sampling locations. The final major comment focuses on the broader significance of the work. In this example, the paper's contribution to the field needs to be emphasized more strongly. The discussion should be expanded to better show how the findings fit into the larger picture and what new insights are provided. The idea here with major comments is not just say that some aspect of the paper is weak, but to be specific about that weakness and even suggest how to strengthen it. The next section deals with minor comments. Here the reviewer may point out missing citations, inconsistencies in figures and tables, and grammatical and formatting issues. Although it's not the reviewer's job to copy edit the manuscript, it's okay to point out the occasional error. The next section is optional depending on the journal. If a recommendation is made to reject the paper, the reviewer can state this opinion in a way that doesn't discourage the authors. This example shows how to do this in a respectful manner. Pause the video to read. The reviewer may also provide comments in a separate message to the editor, as shown here. In this example, the reviewer points out the inexperience of the authors and suggests that with some guidance and revision, the paper might be improved. But if the paper is seriously flawed, the reviewer may tell the editor that the paper might not be improved sufficiently without additional data or reanalysis. Well, that's an example of the language to use in writing a negative review of a scientific manuscript. The template I provided is meant to be a general guide. When writing your review, use your own words to cover the points I've articulated. For more in-depth information about the peer review process, see the link in the video description below. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe so you don't miss future videos about scientific writing.